Hey folks, today is Friday, April 14th, 2023. As usual, it's me, Jake, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about, like a lot. So let's just jump right in. The first thing is a bunch of rumors and leaks swirling around Insomniac's SpiderMan 2 for PS5. So the first thing is kind of a little bit of a backup to what we talked about a couple weeks back. A seemingly leaked release window where the voice actor Tony Todd kind of let it slip that it might be coming in September-ish. We've known from Sony that they said it was coming this fall, so that helps. But also now we have Jason Schreier of Bloomberg on social media posting about the date. Now he's significant because he's a scooper. He's gotten a lot of things right in the past. He's reported on game leaks and rumors and stuff like that. He said that Spider-Man 2 is coming in September. So it's just kind of another possible thing backing it up. Now this isn't confirmed. This is just him and his sources, so we don't know the deal. But yeah, along with that, we also have a little bit of an update behind the tech behind Spider-Man 2. Hip Hop Gamer went on record citing some of his sources saying that the game is going to have improved ray tracing, graphics, more detail, more NPCs. That stuff's all pretty safe calls, but the most interesting thing he pointed out is that the game may or may not feature some sort of world-shifting technology similar to Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. That was super impressive in that game, and to see that implemented here would be pretty crazy. I'm interested to see how it would work story-wise, considering the first trailer we saw story-wise, it didn't seem like a multiverse type game, but you would assume that. Now, on the other hand, maybe it's something like text switching between Miles and Peter in completely different places. Who knows, but it is worth pointing out that Hip Hop Gamer did mention that he couldn't confirm if the feature was actually implemented in the final game. He just said that that was stuff that was talked about from what he's heard. And it's pretty interesting if you ask me. And also, Hip Hop Gamer, like, I know him. He's pretty connected. He's probably got some decent sources, but who knows? Between this and the release date talk, none of it is confirmed. It's all rumors. Take it all with a grain of salt, but it's interesting stuff. I still can't believe we might actually be getting a Spider-Man game in the fall, considering we haven't seen anything from the game really yet. It feels like a fantasy, but a lot of people, myself included, are speculating that we'll hear more about the game in the summer. Even though E3 isn't a thing this year, we're still going to get some summer game news, and I expect Spider-Man to hopefully make a big splash. Now in other news, we're switching over to some bummer news. The first is the fact that Media Molecule, the developers of Dreams, have announced that they are winding down their service on Dreams by September. They said that they're moving on to their next project, which is pretty cool. Very excited to see what that is. But as of right now, they are not going to be adding or updating things to Dreams. It's simply going to be available to download. You could still create, you could still share, you could still do stuff, just no new stuff. Now this was significant because Dreams was a really, really impressive suite of tools to make games and stuff and share. We've talked in the past about some really crazy things that people have made with these sets of tools. So it's a bummer. I expect that the game was never like a sales powerhouse or anything like that, hitting the top charts, but still the people that loved it really loved it, made some cool stuff, and hopefully at the end of the day, maybe it served as a gateway drug to those people then creating things in other platforms, making movies or games. I don't know. So thanks to Dreams for that, and at least it's still going to be around the access. Now, the other big bummer is a delay. It wouldn't be a Friday show without a game delay, and this time it's Suicide Squad again. Yes, this was supposed to be released early May, not too far away. It has now been pushed to February 2nd, 2024. It's about 9 months, and that's a significant delay. Now, the easy guess is that this is a response to the backlash after the last Sony State of Play, where the game was showed off and people weren't really into some of the live service, games as a service type elements and stuff like that, and maybe they went back to the drawing board. But a lot of industry people are saying that it takes way longer than 9 months to completely change up a game like that, and Jason Schreier, who we talked about from the earlier stories, has confirmed on social media that he's heard that this is not fundamentally changing the game, it's more focused around polish. So if you were expecting a complete overhaul of the game, we might not get that in 9 months. Who knows what they're going to do? They're probably going to change up the marketing or the messaging or something like that. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think they should have made like a Captain Boomerang solo single player dark and gritty reboot spin-off. 100%. I want the origins of Captain Boomerang, god damn it. So there you have it. I definitely want to know what you guys think about that story. Do you think it needs to be delayed even further so they can totally change it up? Were you still looking forward to it? Who are you? Let's talk. Now, in other news, let's talk Portal 3. Portal 3, or the fate of the game, is possibly in danger just because of the structure of Valve. This is from Eric Walpaugh, the writer of the original Portal games, who has been on the record a lot for wanting to make a Portal 3. He has specifically made headlines for saying recently that Portal 3 might not be a thing just because of Valve's flat corporate structure. Now, we've talked about this in the past, but as you guys probably know, Valve is a very different company laid out. It's not as big as you would think because of Steam and everything, and it's actually people kind of having some freedom in their departments to kind of move around and work on whatever they want to work on. So that's why we haven't seen a Portal 3 yet, possibly is because not enough people have voluntarily jumped on to make it. I'll link the whole story down below. He goes into a little bit more detail, and it is interesting, but I ultimately wonder what the case really is going to be, because I've said it before, Valve is getting back into games more, so I think Portal 3 can still be a possibility at some point. We've gotten Half-Life Alyx. A bunch of people at Valve apparently got together and decided to update Counter-Strike to Counter-Strike 2. We know updates are coming for Team Fortress 2. We got the Steam Deck. We got a cool little Valve Portal-esque game packed in on that. That's definitely underrated and worth checking out. So I expect enough people at Valve at some point to eventually go, hey, we should make another one. But who knows when? With this weird type of corporate structure that I still don't quite understand, that I think a lot of people don't, who knows what's going to happen. I mean, what would you want from a new Valve Portal game? Let me know what you think in the comments. There are some really good fan kind of new games worth checking out, but yeah, let's talk Portal. Hey, next up, big thanks to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Did you know that on average, Americans lose over $250 a year on overdraft fees and late payments? I know I get sloppy. You know, losing track of my online subscriptions, or forgetting, or losing sight of like what is coming out every month. And if you're anything like me, Rocket Money is a big help. It's an all-in-one finance platform that helps you save more and spend less. You can manage your subscriptions, lower your bills, create a custom budget. It's that easy. I've been using it for over a year now, and it's been helping me out a lot as a very unorganized person, like I said, especially with the online subscriptions, because not only does Rocket Money identify them and lay them all out for you, but they can also cancel them for you. You press a button and that's it. You don't have to talk to anybody on the phone, which I hate doing that, so that's great. And setting a budget has been powerful because you can get notifications so you don't go over your budget. It's really helpful. You can monitor your credit score. I've been using that. Rocket Money really does a lot. So to save more and spend less and join the 3.4 million people using Rocket Money, head to rocketmoney.com/gameranx or click the link in the description down below to get started with free and unlock even more features with premium. Remember, that's rocketmoney.com/gameranx to get started for free. Get your money right in 2023, and big thanks to Rocket Money for sponsoring this video. Now, moving on over to some stuff. I got a bunch of stuff linked in the description down below for you to check out. The first is a really good piece on the original Super Mario Brothers movie. It's a retrospective. The Mario movie is out. We've talked about it already. I personally really liked it. I made a video on my channel. So if you want to read about the original disaster movie from the 90s, this is a really good read.
Didn't the movie almost like kill people?
I think so.
Right?
Yeah. Worth it.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Agreed.
Also, we linked a trailer for TRON Identity. This is like a narrative adventure Tron game from Bithell Games. So if that's your type of thing, it's worth checking out. I definitely love Tron, so there's that. Any excuse to talk about Tron. Also, here's some gameplay for Minecraft Legends. This drops next week. Reviews have dropped, and people seem to like it. I was actually pleasantly surprised. It's pretty cool. Takes a couple of hours to get going, but it's kind of like a third-person RTS that kind of fits well within the Minecraft world. But yeah, that's out next week, so if you want to check out a review, I recommend my colleague SkillUps. His is really good. I'll link that in the description down below. He likes the game like way more than me. Like, I don't like it that much, but yeah. Also, shout out to friend of the show, Voyager's Revenge, for a really good new video showcasing kind of like a Last of Us PC first-person mod. Now, it's not perfect, but the video is incredibly well done, and it's just cool to see some of those animations and some like effects and stuff up close with a closer view angle. It's really cool and worth checking out. Check out that full video. Also, there was a PlayStation Direct, and we got more Final Fantasy 16 stuff. I actually didn't check this out. I'm sold. I just kind of like every Final Fantasy game. I just jump in, so I didn't need to see this, but positive sentiments all around, so if you want to check that out, that is linked. And a new gameplay trailer for Diablo for the Rogue class, if you're looking forward to that. This shows you a little bit of a deep dive, at least somewhat. And new gameplay for Paso Elsewhere. Now, I've talked about this one a little bit on this channel before, but you probably haven't heard of it. This is like a really indie style Max Payne inspired game, like Max Payne 1, but you're fighting monsters and creatures and vampires and stuff, and it's way more trippy. Seems awesome, totally up my alley, so I wanted to share the gameplay with you guys if you would be interested in this. I wish listed this. This is my type of shit. Also, last but certainly not least, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom got a, like, in my opinion, jaw-dropping new trailer. This trailer kicks ass. I think this actually got me more excited about the game than that last gameplay sequence thing we got a couple weeks back. This trailer is just really cool for how varied it is. Every shot in the trailer is a completely different gameplay scenario, and Link is doing some insane shit. Ganondorf is in it. I'm very excited. This is cool. I don't know how technically they really figured this out. It seems like it is so much more complicated and systems heavy compared to Breath of the Wild, but I'm now officially finally on the Zelda hype train. Oh, and then there were rumors floating around. Did you guys see these leaks? You know, we can't confirm these officially, but there have been images circulating suggesting that Sega is kind of remaking and re-releasing both Persona 3 and Jet Set Radio. We've got, I don't know if we can show the leaked images without getting copyright claimed, but yeah, that's been a thing that's floating around. A lot of people have been talking about summer. Maybe we'll hear something. I think that's very cool. The Jet Set Radios are sick. That was, again, another thing that was very up my alley at the time. And Persona 3, I mean, I think we've heard that rumor a lot in the past. The more Persona, the better. Or the more modernly accessible Persona on all platforms, definitely the better. Oh, and in other news, a small story, but Redfall has been confirmed 30 FPS on consoles. Yeah. Apparently it's launching just with like the 4K quality mode. There's not a frame rate mode at that sucks. I've had reservations about Redfall for other reasons. Like I couldn't tell what type of game it was. But this is a disappointment, and I don't want to see this become more and more of a thing with next gen console games. I mean, come on. And I'm not usually the frame rate guy. Like if something's 55 frames per second and not 60, I don't care. But this, to me, seems like a misstep, a weird move. I don't know how corporations work and how companies work, but like, just release things when they're really ready, you know? And I'm Mr. Positive, but like, you guys are tired, and I am too. Oh, and an update from last week, because like, you know, the negative story always pops off, and then the fix or update doesn't as much, but it deserves recognition. The developers behind Ark walked back their whole thing we talked about last week, where they had this weird thing to like take away the original Ark, and you have to buy the new remastered version that's also an expensive bundle that also is a pre-purchase for Ark 2. They said that wasn't their smartest move, and they're bailing on that. So that's good. Love to see it. Love to see feedback and stuff working in video games. But that was a lot. It's a busy week, so I want to hear from you guys in the comments what you think about everything. When are we going to see Spider-Man? How do you feel about all those rumors floating around it? What do you think about Redfall being 30 frames per second, man? Do you think it should have had more time in the oven? I think we've had a lot of games lately that need more time in the oven, but let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. Let me know if you like the old one, if you're a weird freak like us. We like that weird, jacked up movie. Also, speaking of Nintendo, let us know what you think about the Tears of the Kingdom trailer. We're very excited here. Do you want to yell at us and say, no, get over yourself, relax? Let me be excited for something. But let me know what you think about that stuff. All the news, everything we talked about this week, of course, will be linked in the description down below. And we will be in comments as much as possible. But if you want to yell at me directly, find me on Instagram, @JakeBaldino, my other YouTube channel, @JakeBaldino, and the Friends Per Second podcast dropping this weekend, where we actually have Jason Schreier on the show, asking him about how he gets all these sources and stuff. So pretty cool stuff. But that's it. I'm Jake. I'm here every Friday giving you guys the news. Clicking the like button helps us out. Thank you. But have a safe weekend. Be good. Pizza's on me.